Hello, friends. Have you ever wondered if there are places on our planet that look like they've stepped right out of a magical world or a fairy tale? Sometimes temples hang on mountains touching the sky, or lakes that seem to turn people to stone, or even tribes still living in tree houses. Hearing all this, you might think it sounds like a scene from a movie, but no, it's all real and part of our very own world. Today, we're taking you on a journey where every step brings you wonder, mystery, and adventure. So, get ready, because in the next few minutes, you'll see the strangest and most jaw-dropping places in the world, ones that'll make you say, do these really exist? Number 1. Monastery of the Holy Trinity. Perched 400 meters above the city of Kalabaka in Greece, the Monastery of the Holy Trinity truly feels like nothing short of a miracle. Sitting atop a rocky peak, this monastery looks like it's touching the sky. When it was built in the 14th century, there were no stairs to reach it. People climbed up using ropes and wooden bridges. Just imagine, a sheer drop below, and only a rope to hold on to one wrong move, and it's game over. But the monks' faith was so strong that fear never stopped them. In fact, it was built so high up to ensure both peace and safety, keeping invaders at bay. Today, stairs and paths have been added to reach it. But just thinking about the challenges of that era is enough to make you sweat. That's why this monastery is counted among the most dangerous yet beautiful religious sites in the world. And here's a fun fact. This place was also featured in the James Bond movie, For Your Eyes Only, making it not just a part of history and faith, but also a piece of pop culture. Number 2. Castellfollit de la Roca. In Spain's Catalonia region, Castellfollit de la Roca is a village that looks like it was deliberately built on the edge of death. This village sits on a basalt cliff, just 1 kilometer long and 50 meters wide, formed thousands of years ago from volcanic lava. Below lies a deep ravine, and above stand centuries-old houses. Seeing them is enough to give you goosebumps. Imagine if even a tiny piece of the cliff breaks off, the entire village could come crashing down. The most striking feature of this place is its incredibly narrow streets and houses standing so close together, it's like they're holding each other up. The fascinating thing is, despite its dangerous location, people still live here peacefully and take pride in calling it home. At night, when the houses' lights glow, it feels like floating lights are hanging in the sky. Perhaps it's this unique structure that lands Castellfollit de la Roca on the list of Spain's most dangerous yet beautiful villages. Number 3. Castle on a Cliff. Picture a massive castle standing on a deep ravine and towering seaside cliff, as if it's touching the clouds, while the endless ocean below crashes against it with its waves. There are many such cliff castles around the world, like Germany's Neuschwanstein Castle or Spain's Castillo de Loire, which look like they've stepped out of a fairy tale. But how these castles were built remains a mystery even today. Centuries ago, without modern technology, how were these stone castles erected at such heights? Their purpose is just as intriguing. Some were built to protect kings, while others served as hideouts for secretive societies or religious groups. Historians say the design and strategic location of these castles prove they weren't built just for beauty, but to conceal mysterious secrets. And that's why, even today, these castles perched on cliffs feel like they're hiding untold stories within their walls. Number 4. Fanjingshan Mountain. Friends, nestled in the mystical land of China is a mountain that'll make you doubt whether it's real or part of a painting. Its name is Fanjingshan. This mountain is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is considered a sacred place in Buddhism. Its most unique feature is the red cloud golden peak, standing among the clouds as if connected to the sky. And get this, on top of this towering rock are 2 temples linked by a bridge. Now, just imagine, you climb thousands of steps to reach the top, then cross the bridge between these temples, with clouds floating in the depths below, and nothing but mist and a serene atmosphere all around. It feels like you've left Earth and stepped into another world. People meditate here and say the energy of this place brings mental peace and spiritual strength. Number 5. Korowai Tribe Treehouse. Have you ever thought that humans could build their homes in trees touching the sky? In the jungles of Papua, Indonesia, lives the Korowai tribe, whose homes aren't on the ground, but in tree houses 130 feet up in the air. Yes, these houses are so high that you'd need to climb long wooden ladders to reach them. And imagine, once you're up there, the view below feels like you're standing on a tower. The reason for building these tree houses is just as fascinating. The tribe believes that living on the ground leaves them vulnerable to evil spirits, enemies, and creepy crawlies. So, they built their homes in sky-high trees. Living up there with the breeze, rain, and nature all around gives them a unique sense of freedom. While the rest of the world boasts about skyscrapers, the Korowai tribe, without any modern technology, using just wood and vines, has built homes that touch the sky. Tell me honestly, would you have the courage to spend a night in one of these swaying houses 130 feet up? Number 6. Paro Taksang. Friends, if you ever venture into the deep valleys of the Himalayas, you'll find a monastery that feels like it wasn't built on Earth but in some heavenly realm. Located in Bhutan, Paro Taksang, also known as the Tiger's Nest Monastery, clings to cliffs at about 10,000 feet above sea level. Seeing it makes it hard to believe that humans could have built something at such a height. It's said that in the 8th century, Guru Padmasambhava, who is deeply revered in Bhutan, rode on a tigress's back to reach this cliff and meditated here for months. Since then, this place has been considered sacred. To get here, travelers must trek through dense forests, waterfalls, and steep hills. But when you reach the top, this monastery, nestled among the clouds, offers a view so breathtaking that you get lost in its beauty. Paro Taksang is not just a symbol of faith, but also proof that if humans set their minds to it, they can make even the most impossible places their home. Number 7. Wozoko Apartments. Friends, now it's time to talk about an apartment building that looks like it belongs on the set of a sci-fi movie. We're talking about the Wozoko Apartments in Amsterdam, Netherlands. At first glance, this building looks like someone hung giant boxes in the air. Back in the 1992, the plan was to build 100 apartments for seniors here. But there was a problem. Space was tight, and the rules said sunlight and airflow couldn't be blocked under any circumstances. This posed a huge challenge for the architects. Where could they fit so many apartments? Then they came up with a unique idea. They hung some of the apartments outside the building, sticking out into the air. Yes, really, these apartments jut out nearly 30 feet from the building, looking like they're floating by some kind of magic. For the residents, it was a bit scary at first, but now this place has become an iconic part of Amsterdam. The Wozoko Apartments are proof that when space is limited, a clever design can still reach for the sky. Number 8. Cliff Village. Now just imagine if you had to climb hundreds of feet up steep cliffs on stairs every day to reach your home, how would you feel? That's the reality of the famous Cliff Village in China's Sichuan province. This village is also called the Sky Village because it's perched on such a steep cliff that people used to climb old wooden ladders to get there. Imagine, even kids had to scale these dangerous ladders to go to school. There were accidents at times, but the villagers had no other way. In 2016, when this place made headlines worldwide, the government installed sturdy steel stairs. While it's a bit easier now, climbing that height every day is still nothing short of an adventure. Cliff Village teaches us that no matter how tough life gets, people never abandon their homes or their roots. Number 9. Lake Natron, Tanzania. Imagine a lake so mysterious that any animal that falls into it turns into a stone-like statue in the blink of an eye. Sounds spooky, right? But Tanzania's Lake Natron is exactly like that. This lake, located in Africa's Great Rift Valley,
has water so alkaline and salty that its pH level reaches up to 10.5 stronger than bleach. The water is so hot and hazardous that if a bird or animal falls in, a layer of calcium forms on its body, making it look like a statue. The lake's color is also incredibly unique, sometimes deep red, sometimes pink. This is due to special algae and salt-loving microorganisms thriving in the water. Here's the funny part. While this place is deadly for most creatures, it's a paradise for flamingos. Millions of flamingos lay their eggs here because the lake's toxic water keeps predators away from their chicks. Lake Natron shows us how nature can be both breathtakingly beautiful and terrifying all at once. Number 10. The Thousand Islands. Imagine if someone told you there's a place with actual 1,000 islands. Would you believe it? Yes, it's real. The Thousand Islands, located on the St. Lawrence River, along the border of the USA and Canada. The Thousand isn't just a name. There are actually over 1,800 islands, big and small, scattered here. Some islands are so tiny they hold just a single tree, while others are large enough to have entire houses, hotels, and even castles built on them. The most fascinating is Bolt Castle, an unfinished palace that a billionaire began building for his wife. But when she suddenly passed away, the castle was never completed. Today, it's a romantic and mysterious attraction for tourists. The natural beauty here, with small islands floating in blue waters and each island holding its own unique story, it truly feels like a place straight out of a fairy tale. These were some of the places in the world that are so incredible, it's hard to believe they actually exist. Friends, if you enjoyed this journey, be sure to like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we'll keep bringing you more thrilling and mind-blowing stories like these.